Hello my friends, this is Gladys from Gladys Garden in Heart of a Gypsy. Thanks all of you for stopping by to my channel. Today I have a mini tutorial project share with you that is a DT entry or designing team project for Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And I am using her printable kit that is called Love is Chic. And it's a very shabby chic looking. It's not a very big printable kit, but it certainly is very beautiful. And it's large pages. So that's a really good thing. So it helps you if you're going to do not so much of a small project. I decided to make a smaller one. I wanted to make something simple that I can share with you kind of fast. And so here we go. Again, this is a DT entry or design team project for Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and this is using her printable kit, Love is Chic. And what it is, obviously it's a mini album as you can tell, but the difference is when you open it, it is a tag mini album. And I thought that was really cute, and it's quite easy to make. So I am going to pace you through after I kind of give you a little bit of an explanation. In the front, obviously, I used the papers that are part of that kit, and I know you can see behind this little bird cage right here that I also embossed, but there's two birds behind it, and you can see them here. So those are the same thing, the same image that I have in the front. And I put the bird cage, which is from Grapevine Designs, another company that I designed for, and then I put two metal little birdies on top of it so they're not in prison, and lit some flowers underneath here, some seam binding that I crinkled up. There's another little squirrely-doo from Grapevine Designs. And so it's the same thing in the back, just it doesn't have those decorations. On the side, I created a little charm, and I believe this is a Seven Gypsies little charm. It's not new, but I've had it for a while. Then I have a little mushroom there and a leaf. I didn't want to make something really big. The other thing that I'm using that is new to me, it's this type of material. It is a upholstery material, and it's in PVC or in the PU, which is the polyurethane, which is plastic in other words. But I am changing to this because this material already comes embossed, and for $20 I get a huge, very wide, 60 inches wide yard, and it can help me with a lot of my albums. And on most of my albums I use something to cover the spine, and I was using the grunge paper by Ranger Tim Holtz, but lately the grunge paper, it just breaks, and it wasn't doing that before. So I don't know if they changed their type of materials they're using or the way they're making them. So I don't want to run the risk anymore, so therefore from now on I'm probably going to use this. And isn't it gorgeous, this material? And let me see if I can bring it to you. So it comes like this. Is a huge roll. I mean, this is just 1 yard, and I paid $20 for it. I think I got it at Etsy. I can't even remember because I had several of them, and so it's really good. So that's what I used. As you open it up, whatever leftovers I had, I used to cover this little area. It didn't need to be covered. I just put it there because it was a leftover, and I used it. I covered it in here too with the same paper from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, Love is Chic. And as you can tell, I'm trying to carry the theme of the tags here on my book. So I angle the corners right here as I did with all the tags. So it's quite easy to do. The system, or the hinge, the spine system that I'm using is the Hidden Hinge System Binding by Kathy Orta. I just adjusted it to, the needs that I had in this book, but that's the one that I'm using. All right, so now what I'm going to do is show you how to put it together, and it's so easy. So give me just a second, guys. Sorry guys, my dog was getting into something he wasn't supposed to. Anyway, so now I'll teach you how to do this. This book measures 7 tall by 5 3/4 wide. So you'll have some information below so you can print it out. I'll write all the information, but I want to kind of pace you through it because it's not difficult, but I think if you see it, you should be able to recreate it quite fast. The measurements, and let me get my measurements here. The measurement, you'll have something like this on the information box that you'll be able to print out. So your spine, or the hidden hinge system or binding system, it consists of one piece. I'm using manila file folders. I'm sure you've seen that already. So you're going to cut a piece that is 8 7/8 by 7. Then your first scored mark is going to be at 1 1/4, and then you're going to create 2 of 1/2 inch and then 1 of 3/4. I'm sorry, not 3/4, 3/8. So again, 2 of 1/2 inch and 1 of 3/8. 2 more at 1/2 inch and 1 more of 3/8, but that's written in here. You're going to follow that pattern until you're left with 1 1/4 inch left over here too, and you can see all the score lines in there. Once you have done that, whatever side you decide is the wrong side, you go to that one and you're going to start putting tape or score tape. In this case, I'm using 1/4 inch because my hinges are going to be 1/2 inch, so I'm using 1/4 inch, and I always apply tape whichever side I start using it. I start with that one because you're always going to end up with 1/2 inch on each side. So you put on the first 1/2 inch, you put your scored tape, bypass the second 1/2 inch, bypass the 3/8 inch, and then following your first next 1/2 inch. So it's every first 1/2 inch you're going to put tape. Once you have created that, what I like to do, you're going to unify or put together the 2 1/2 inches. But before I do that, I like to do my crease so my paper kind of knows where it wants to go. And I remove my tape and I just flip it over, bring it back up and bring it down. So as for you to have this, that's what you want to do. I'm going to do another one here. It's very, very simple to do. And I get back here, bring it down, crease them. So now you have 2 hinges. You're going to end up with 5 hinges altogether. There you go. And there is that. And if you notice, I did not, let's see, I did not fold that. So it's a mistake. You could do that, but it doesn't matter. It'll still fold because you already have your score lines in there. Oops. Okay. All right. And that is my last one. So there you go. You see this? And I'm going to put it so you can see it. There it is. There's your system right there. So you have equal amounts left over from here to here to here. And even if they weren't quite enough, as long as you ended up with 5 hinges, which is what we needed, that's all that matters. Now what I'm going to do is apply tape to that leftover tab in here. I'm going to do that now. You can cover the whole thing or not. I kind of rather do, just because I want to make sure that that page is not going to fly out. And it's not, you know, but I kind of go overboard on the glue myself. I like to feel very secure with it. So, all right, so now whatever little leftover you have, now you're going to get this pages right here. This pages, you're going to have 2 of those, and those measured 7 by 5 3/4. And you're going to put that one just flushed to your first hinge. So I'm going to do that right there and right there. There's the first one. See, it's quite simple. You'd be surprised how fast this book comes together. And it's one of those quick projects, but they can, you know, if you, once you start decorating it, you'll be surprised how beautiful you can decorate it, and it looks like you spent lots and lots of time and perhaps money on it, and you didn't, you know. You can even do this by just choosing leftovers of your file folders. Alright, so there it is. There is your little mini book already. You see how nice it looks in the back? This needs to be glued down, but there it is. So it looks nice and even, correct? So now what you're going to do is cut 10 of this ones. And this one's, the tags, they measured 5.5 by 3.25. So, you know, you can refer to this one too, but you need 10 of this ones. Once you have 10 of those, and I only cut one just for the purpose of the quickness of the tutorial, you're going to add the 1/4 inch score tape on just one side of the tag, and then you're going to start up here. You're going to leave about, oh, maybe, I don't think it's 1/4 inch between that, and you're just going to center the other one over here, and you're going to follow that pattern. As long as you always put them on the same side on all the spine, you'll be just fine. So in other words, I started here, right? So I follow the same sequence over here. And once you have all of them done, so you're going to need 10 of them. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Once you have all of them, then you can start choosing your paper, and you're going to cover this front and back, and inside front and inside back, and you will do the same thing with the tags. Now, it's a rule of thumb, I always cut my papers 1/4 inch shorter. So if this measurements right here for my front and back cover, it's 5.5 by 3.25, I'm going to cut it at 5.25 by 3. Oh, sorry. If this one is 7 by 5.75, I'm sorry, I'm giving you the measurements for the tags. So if this one measures, again, 7 inches tall by 5.75, what I'm going to cut this one is at 6.75 tall by 5.5 wide. And then before you apply it, you want to use your angle cutter or your corner cutter. And I just use this one. No, I'm lying to you, I didn't use that one. I guess you could do that if you wanted them round, but I use the We Are Making Memories, and that's the angle one. That's the one I use. So all you do is do that, okay? They're already done. And you do that for both front and back and for all the tags. And you are ready to go ahead and put your spine. Now for the spine, you're going to cut a piece, either paper, grunge paper, anything that, or even material, fabric, anything that you like to use. For that, you're going to have one piece that measures 7 by 3.5. Once you have this piece right here that is 7 by 3.5, on the wrong side of this material, you're going to apply score tape. I usually use this very wide one, and I make sure the whole thing is covered, okay, with score tape, because it's a really good tape and it's not going to come off. Then I center it between my spine, so I have the same amount left over on my back that I have on my front, and that's it. That is it for the book. Honestly, that's all there is. I also did, I put an eyelet right here. Everybody knows how to do that. And I put one of those Tim Holt clasp with a chain, and I put a little key on the inside. And obviously I already talked to you guys about my little charm. But that's it. Here is your book already completed in a few minutes. And just decorate as, you know, it's your heart allows you, and whatever taste you like to use. But again, I want to bring out that this is my designing team project for Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I will have the link for this paper because it's gorgeous. There's like 5 pages, I believe, in it, but they're large pages, so you should be able to get lots through them. And it didn't take a lot of paper to do all this. I mean, look at the design. It's just beautiful. Just gorgeous. So I hope you enjoy this. Leave me some comments or questions or concerns or anything like that, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. I will take lots of pictures following this, so enjoy that, and I guess we'll talk to you later. You guys take care and have a great evening. Bye-bye.